Yes, and a lot of people have been saying what I said at the beginning, saying we don't have a lot of listeners. But I checked the email. You can email the show at specialdeliveryshow@gmail.com, and I actually got Grant.
Oh, my Lord.
Big Special Delivery fan. He let us know, I'm addicted to your show. I have all the episodes recorded and listen repeatedly.
Okay.
So he doesn't mind that we're not on that often because he just repeats the old ones.
Just keep on repeating, Granty.
He says, I ditched my girl tonight, Valentine's Day, so I could drink a 40 and throw my scissors up. And crank the special delivery faux shitties. He just threw all the special delivery specialties in there. He said, you guys have a ton of fans that don't bother to post on the message boards.
I think that's the case.
That's soft. Just take it from Grant. I hope everybody at Sirius XM has heard that. We have a ton of listeners.
And understand this. There's a few different kinds of special delivery fans.
Yeah.
Intellectual people who can't be bothered with a computer.
Which is, I mean,
they're in libraries.
That's the majority of the fans.
Right. They're scientists.
Right.
And also very unintelligent people who can't work a computer.
No, right.
So again, that's just the two different kinds of fans. Hey, you might fall into the scientist category.
Yeah.
I'm not. If you're listening right now, it ain't no insult. You could be in the smart category, or you could also be in the stupid category.
But when measuring our listeners, you have to understand the majority are either geniuses or morons.
Right. There's no in the middle, or as we call them, Pepper Hicksies.
Right. How you doing, Pepper Hicks?
Who's our executive producer.
Oh, wonderful. Good stuff. Good stuff.
We also, in case we need a write-up for our show at any point, in case Sirius or XM wants to know exactly what we're doing here, we have Jeremy wrote in an email, which I think describes our show perfectly. He wrote, Sam is a weasel and Dave is a train wreck, but I can't turn your show off. Way to go, nerds. Pepper rules.
Let me tell you something, my friend. That is why we say, with every week, get on the weasel train.
Get on the
beep,
weasel
beep.
train, baby.
Get on the weasel train.
That's right.
Beep, beep. You have to do the beep, beep part. Weasel train. Beep, beep. Wait a second. Hold it. Trains don't honk horns.
No,
beep.
You're the train wreck, so the train's about to crash.
Okay. Well, what kind of noise does a train make?
It makes a choo-choo. That's why they call it a choo-choo
Get
train.
on the weasel train.
Choo-choo.
All right.
But yeah, that's the little introduction to the special delivery show. That catches everybody up and brings you up to speed. But we don't have time to do any more of that stuff, Dave.
No more. Let's go. Sam?
We don't have time. We want to talk about some of the stuff that's going on in the news.
Sam?
Yeah?
What's happening in today's current events?
That's the thing we like to do. We like to have new segments that's going to be coming up later. We play a little audio that's going to be coming up later. But first, we throw a little news article. And that way people can maybe not only get entertained, but become informed. You know what I mean?
I like the jib of your cut. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I love when you throw things around like that.
Let's go.
This chick, her name's Kimberly Swan. It's a 16-year-old girl.
Mm-hmm.
And she works at this, office job. Just a run-of-the-mill, desk job. She's hole punching and stapling and filing, and she's just a schmo. You know what I mean? She's a working stiff like Pepper Hicks.
Okay.
She's blue-collar.
Ooh,
or
I like
in this
that.
case, white-collar.
Ooh, so that means she's rich.
Well, I would assume she is. She's a 16-year-old with an office job, so I would assume her dad knows somebody.
Okay, all right. But
she's posting on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
She wrote 3 weeks into her job. She writes, first day of her job. She writes the words in her status: "First day at work. OMG, so dull." That's how she starts the job.
Oh my God! I'm assuming is the OMG.
Right. OMG stands for oh my God. That's a little elite speak.
All right, I got it.
2 days later, she complained on her Facebook again. All I do is shred, hole punch, and N, just the letter N, scan paper. OMG. So
I love it.
She's complaining about her job on Facebook, and her boss came in and fired her on the spot.
Well, that's kind of what you would expect from just such a, dare I say, unprofessional.
It's pretty blatant. Because, I mean, the thing about Facebook, the internet is, well, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
So anybody could read it. I mean,
know.
It's not like emailing. Like, it's not like she IM'd this to her friend. She put it on a whole networking site.
Yeah, it's a very peculiar way to talk about your job for starters.
Right.
I mean, I know on my Facebook it simply says, "Oh my OMG, I want Sammy."
That's so nice of you. It talks about, because my weekly job is working with the Opie and Anthony show. You know about it because you work for Ron and Fez.
I do.
But like on my Facebook, it'll say, and I've been working here for 3 years, and it's still like yesterday, Friday. It started in the morning. It said, "OMG, can't believe I get to work here."
Yeah.
And then
OMG.
on Wednesday, I wrote, "OMG, can't believe they pay me for this."
Right.
It's just such great things.
I also wrote a couple days ago, Thursday, OMG, I shit myself again.
Why'd you write that?
And I'm honest.
Well,
I'm an
that's fine,
honest blogger.
That's not even. But why blog that in the first place?
OMG.
Right.
And they tasted a little bit of it.
Why now? Don't do it, Dave, because people get bad impressions of you.
That's the old
They
me.
think you're
That's not the
crazy.
new me.
You said you did it on Thursday.
That was in the blog. Listen, we can't all.
You're just doing a blog character.
We can't all go by what the blogs say. Otherwise, GVAC Mobile would be a real person. But anyway,
I wrote in my status, "OMG, isn't Sirius XM great?" I just wrote that.
That's good.
That's just something that I write.
That's positive.
Because I write whatever's on my mind. Whatever's off the top, honest. See, where you say, I shit myself.
And the other day also, I just wrote OMG. Because I'm a big basketball fan.
Okay.
Orlando Magic.
Orlando
Great.
That's what that was.
Orlando Magic. Great.
You put...
That Dwight Howard?
You abbreviated Magic MG?
OMG, Orlando Magic. Great.
Great.
OMG.
Right.
Because that's Dwight Howard.
I got you.
Sam!
Did you clarify?
Yes, I clarified. No, well, actually, a few Orlando Magic higher-ups sued me.
Sued you?
Yeah.
Just for writing that?
Yeah, I know, really. I guess they're having hard times like the rest of us in
They
this
probably
economy.
also saw the posting right ahead of them that said, "I just shit myself and I tasted a little."
They could listen. They might not have wanted their team linked with me. What? So be it. All right. But
so
I am the Davy Mack of sports, by the way.
You are the Davy Mack of sports.
Yeah.
You're the David Eastside of all things sports.
Right.
Right.
I just want that to be on the table.
That's there.
You know, this year's dunk champion, Nate Robinson. I knew it.
You really are the Davy Mack of sports.
Hey,
Who won the World Series last year? If you're so smart,
Philadelphia Phillies.
That is true. Pepper, can you check that online? It's thumbs up.
Okay.
They did win. Okay, now
I'm glad to see he's paying attention.
Right. He just yeah. What is the name?
Okay, here we go.
Okay, at the end of every NFL season,
All right.
the two teams that are ranked best in the league,
Right.
after a series of playoffs, play in a game.
Right.
This game determines who are considered the champions of that season.
Right.
What is the name of this game?
I am going to say
The championship game at the end.
Okay, wait. Which game?
The championship game.
The championship
at
game
the end
between
of the,
the two
NFL
big
season.
teams.
Right.
For some reason, I want to say WrestleMania. Okay. No, I'm not going to.
Okay.
Let me just work it out.
It's just something
SummerSlam? Hold it.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay.
Do. I jest, of course.
Yeah.
Stanley Cup.
Stanley Cup is wrong. But
Two teams,
the
championship.
thing is, it's the Super Bowl.
It is the Super Bowl. Well, of course I
But
knew
that
I'm
proves,
just kidding.
you being wrong proves you really are the East Side Dave of sports. But the thing about this is this chick gets fired for posting on Facebook, obviously,
Okay.
and she probably should. It's a dumb thing to do.
It's great.
But her boss called her in and said, "I've seen your comments on Facebook, and I don't want my company being in the news."
Yeah, that's the news, all right.
He said-
Ted Koppel.
He said, "This is not good for the company." Like, what are you going to be like? Like, yeah, I'm thinking about doing business. It's Dunder Mifflin. I'm thinking about doing business with Dunder Mifflin, and this 16-year-old Facebook says Dunder Mifflin is boring.
Boy, she really ruined that.
Yeah,
We're not going to have our merger anymore because of this 16-year-old's comments.
Can you imagine if former intern Bronx Johnny had posted something bad about XM right before this merger? The whole thing would have gone down
Yeah.
the tubes.
I think he has.
Oh.
If you catch my drift.
No drifting.
Here's another thing.
Very literal.
About here's another thing about what might be bad for the company. I don't know, hiring a 16-year-old for a professional position. That's just Davey.
Yeah.
Davey doesn't go out. Hey, if I want to go out, I'll try and relate this to my own experiences. If I go out to a bar and drink, I'm not going to hire a 12-year-old to sit with me.
No.
14, 15, that's fine, bitch.
Right. You hire people to sit with
to sit with me. I'm very lonely, and Pepper can't always make it out. You don't drink, do you?
No, but you.
I keep asking you. Will this just for the listening audience? I ask Sam every Friday. You want to go to the bar today and watch me drink?
Yeah,
he turns me down.
What you also fail to understand is I start my workday at 4:30 in the morning, and I end around 1:30 or 2 o'clock. You asked me if I want to stick around until about 4:30 p.m. and then go drinking with you.
Yeah.
No. You don't say, do you want to go drinking with me? You're sensitive. You say, hey, you want to go out and watch me drink?
Well, why don't you? Why can't you? How about this? There's a big couch in the Opie and Anthony office.
Yeah.
Sleep on it. Take a nap. And then go out with Eastside David at, which is me, at 4:30 or whenever.
It's true, because I look around this office at the people who work for the Opie and Anthony show and the Ron and Fez show, and these are the people that I would trust to fall asleep around. There's no way that could go wrong, so good call.
Well, most of your staff is going. I don't think the Ron and Fez staff is going to give you too much of a hard time.
I just have to update my Facebook status real quick. You keep going.
Okay, listen, and also when
Another
you go...
dumb idea from Dave.
All right, listen,
LOL.
listen.
He is so stupid.
Okay, we're going to play like that.
What were you saying, Dave?
ROFL. I want some Ruffles. I want Ruffles, Eggo Ruffles with syrup on them.
All right, Dave, is that...
Ruffle.
Is that you typing on Facebook?
Yeah.
You're just saying it out loud.
Right. Well, what is Ruffle, real quick?
Ruffle is rolling on the floor laughing.
Okay, I want to hear that again.
No?
No. Listen, when we go out tonight, maybe, after the show, because we're going to be finishing up at around, 9 or so.
It's a rock and roll
we'll be
Saturday
out
night.
of here at 9-ish.
Yeah.
Because, we might have to stick around and do some
In the
other things.
East.
Exactly.
In the East.
Here's what we're going to do. You, me, Peppy Hicks.
I see you, Pepper. Kids call him P. Hickety.
You buy the first and second rounds. Pepper, you're 3 through 8. After that, Daddy's going to Eastside Daddy will take care of it.
Okay.
Round 9, on me, boys. On me.
I might do that, but I actually have plans, so I can't
What are you
do
doing
it tonight. I got to go home and check out the internet.
For what?
Oh, I'm just going to check MySpace and stuff. Just got to...
Really?
I got to update my Facebook.
Just vague plans?
I got to update my Facebook status, so I'm not going to be able to make it.
The other night, I got so drunk that I was on my Wii and trying to look up porn on my Wii because you can get the internet access. So I'm looking up porn.
This is at your home.
Yeah.
Where you have a computer.
Right.
Yes. A personal computer.
No, but here's why. Because then I wanted to look it up on because then the porn would come up on the big flat screen.
Which is
I have the Wii, a big, much bigger than these flat screens. A big flat screen.
Where'd you get a big flat screen?
We got it from my wife's father, my father-in-law.
So on that big flat screen that's connected to a DVD player, you figured
and the
Wii. Right.
Yeah. Well, here was the deal. It was 5:30 in the morning. Really intoxicated. I mean, more than usual.
Right.
Casey
one kid
was
in the
upstairs.
house.
Another
kid on the way.
A child and my pregnant wife.
Right. Very pregnant.
Upstairs. And at around 3:30, I had already gone on a porn exploration run upstairs. Here's the deal. I keep the porn in my sock drawer in the dresser. When I went up the first time at 3:30.
Who do you live with?
I live with my wife.
And you have to keep porn in a sock drawer?
I hide it, even though she knows I have it there, because she also does the laundry.
So you find that a little more exciting. You just think that's what you do. Putting it on a shelf is not acceptable.
So I go up there at 3:30, and I was just stumbling all over the place.
Yeah.
And I fell. And yes, it was on her belly. I elbowed her stomach. Don't worry. She got a sonogram 2 days later. No brain damage as of yet. They tell me. Well, they say
scissors
as
up,
of yet.
scissors
but
up.
that's always a scare tactic.
Scissors up.
They always say as of yet, Dave.
It's not a scare tactic because you elbowed your pregnant wife in her baby. In her,
So
I'll call it.
yeah.
I don't even say in her stomach. I say in her baby.
In her baby. I fell into her. So at that point, she wakes up and says, "You must go downstairs and not come back up here until about 9 o'clock in the morning." So I said, all right. So then I was stuck downstairs with the big flat screen.
Because you went upstairs drunk jumped up on the dresser and dropped the Macho Man Randy Savage double axe handle on your baby
right.
could be.
Yeah. If Macho Man had been drinking Jack and Cokes all night.
I was.
Actually,
so it was Macho Man.
Anyway, and actually, ironically, I had a couple Slim Jims, too, in the Macho Man's honor.
Snap into it, baby.
But I go downstairs. Now, you're right. I do have two computers. I have a laptop and a desktop, and I could have just gone on them, but
a lot
I was
of stuff for a poor guy.
Yeah, I do. But I was so, like, drunk that I'm like, no, I have to watch porn on this big flat screen. I got this big flat screen to watch movies on it. Meanwhile, and by the way, if you are asking who am I yelling at?
Yeah,
our small Pomeranian dog.
the dog.
Yeah, who doesn't really understand English all that well.
Were you drunk? Were you sober enough to? Could you have climaxed? Could you have?
This is the good news. First I went on to the thing. I tried to download porn via the Wii, but you need a Flash player on the Wii.
Okay.
It was
For playing internet videos.
But here's the thing: the YouTube videos, all of the YouTube videos work on the Wii. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't they be the same kind of videos on YouTube that they would on these like porn sites that they give you sample clips and shit?
Probably not, since you needed a Flash player.
Well, I learned that the hard way. So what I did instead was I just Googled image someone by the name of Joanna Angel.
You like her?
And I Googled imaged her, and I had a bunch of her naked pictures up there, and I spanked it. Took me 47 minutes, but jizzies occurred. Jizzies and cumsies all over the couch. All over the couch. And here's the even worse thing. Because of the intoxication, I didn't clean up. Wife came down with the child, naked, dried cum, stomach, couch, table, spilled Sprite.
What's wrong with
That's what she had to come down to. You can clap it if you want, or you can boo me.
Boo?
The Europeans would go like that because they don't boo.
What's going on with you?
Trent Reznor put it best when he said downward spiral. That's what's going on. No, I mean, listen, it was a fun night. I decided to have a few cocktails. That's all it was. But
You were alone.
it was disgrace. It was a fucking disgrace. I gotta be honest.
You should really be ashamed of yourself. Your little girl, Juliana.
Right? No, Juliana. Because
Right.
when you go to Anna, then you're one syllable
All right,
away
well-
from calling her the mayor of New York.
Well, I'm almost called her the mayor of New York, and you let her see your nude body with semen on
Well,
you.
okay, let
So,
me
okay, which one
clarify
is worse?
before all these people call up child services and whatnot.
They should. I'm actually...
Casey was
Pepper, we don't have a phoner set up, so could you get child services on the phone?
Don't do that.
No problem.
We'll
Don't
talk
do
to him
that.
about this.
No problem. Whose side are you on, big boy? So
The child son.
child side.
The child is
Good for you,
fine.
Pepper.
She closed the child's eyes and then kind of walked back upstairs. Is all I'm saying. My daughter never saw me.
How come she hasn't left you? Your wife.
My wife, well, like I said, she's knocked up by what I call the East Side Dave super sperm.
Right.
You know,
The stuff that was dried up on your stomach.
yeah. But I guarantee you, if I just got a spatula and scraped that dry jizz off, I picked up in my hand and put it into her vagina, boom, she'd be knocked up again. And she's already pregnant. Some people would say, hey, that's a scientific miracle. I say, no, not with Eastside Dave Super Jizz.
You know what my dream is?
Go ahead.
To do a radio show that the Ron and Fez and Opie and Anthony fans can listen to,
Okay.
and my parents can listen to, and everyone enjoys.
All right. Well, listen, that ain't going to happen, bud.
I think I've made an interesting choice of a partner.
No.
I like you, baby.
No,
I like
listen.
you. I'm not going to say I don't like you.
Listen, we're going to talk about different things. We have other things. We have other things. We did. Let's talk some American Idol.
Okay, are you watching American Idol this
I
season?
certainly am, brother.
Because, yeah, it's not cool at all. But I don't...
No, it's weak. Actually, I agree with you. The past couple weeks have been, well, since they got into the top 36, they've had 212 people episodes, and they've been weak.
See, what they're doing now... Well, I meant it's not cool for us to be watching.
Oh.
At all. But what they're doing now is they've taken it down to the top 36, and then for the first 3 weeks, it's top 12 shows. But if you get put into a group that is good, your chances are slimmer. And, it's kind of a weird
strange
thing.
Let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
I heard them say that they're doing it for 3 weeks, okay?
12, 12, and 12. 36.
Right. So, but they're only voting for 3 people, so that's 9 people. Where are the other 3 spots going?
Well, no, because they're taking their 12-week schedule. So it's just, top 9. So 9 weeks left after this. So
no, because they have to have 3 more. No, because the American Idol makes a big deal of making the top 12 every year.
Oh, because
every single year, exactly. Because then they cut the first 2 people, and then the top 10 goes on tour. So what is going to happen? No one's been able to. And I'll tell you this: American Idol's done a terrible job explaining what's going to happen with those other 3 spots. Here's what I would theorize: is it going to be they're going to have like one reject show?
They got a wild card. They do. I saw it on the website. They got a wild card. It's terrible that we know this much about American Idol.
Okay.
There's no reason.
Thank you for clarifying.
I mean, I think there is some kind of a wild card thing. But, Dave, there is one sort of standout. The past 2 weeks, most of the contestants have been bad. But this guy, Nick Mitchell.
Oh, yes.
He came in to the audition in character. He had like a shiny shirt on, sweatbands on, big thick glasses, and you're like, oh, this is just one of the hokey auditions.
Right.
But the kid could sing, and so even though he was doing a character, and he admits he's doing a character named Norman Gentile.
Yes, which Norman, I thought it was just Norman Gentle.
I call him Gentile. Doesn't matter, Norman. But he's doing this character, and he insists that and he made it to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Simon goes, all right, yeah, you made it to Hollywood, but drop the act like you can sing. And he goes, all right, you're right, I will. Then he goes to Hollywood in character. Right. And he shows up in Hollywood. He's like, here I am, baby. Norman is here. And he's got the sweatband and everything.
He's addicted.
He made it all the way to the top 36.
Yeah, that is a shock because I did not see that. That does mean, and Simon can't, not claim responsibility. He put the kid into the top 36. He put him there.
Well, here's a little bit of him this week. This is from Wednesday night.
And I am telling you, I hope I'm not going. I'm the best man you'll ever know. There's no way we will ever go, darling, there's no way.
Keep in mind, this is Jennifer Hudson's song. And so he's just going ahead and grabbing it.
I think we found a new Sam and Dave theme song.
I think so, too. Let's keep listening.
No way I'm living without you. I'm not living without you. I don't want to be free. I'm staying, I hope I'm staying. And you feel that you're gonna love me.
I love that. He takes his glasses off and goes, can you hold that?
You're gonna love me.
No.
But I gotta make them love me. The one in the end, he's the hardest to make.
Here's what you gotta keep in mind. I know a lot of people at home are being like, this is really shitty. I can't believe I'm listening to this. This is gay. People would say that.
Yeah.
They spent all this time building up all these kids who don't have any on-camera presence yet because they're all nervous and they're all like, this is my dream, this is all I want in life. And then this dick comes out and he's just like, and just
You don't want me.
making a mockery of the whole thing, not taking anything seriously. Like, they spent all this time being like, this is what dreams are made of. It's American Idol, the most important thing you could ever do in your entire life.
Yeah.
Watch his dreams come true. And this guy won't drop character.
No, it was a huge mistake to even put him into Hollywood. This bastard gets through Hollywood week for this.
For this.
In time, we've had so.
And I believe at this point, he's made his way over to the judges' table and is making out with the American Idol sign.
I saw that part.
Yes.
That was a little bit creepy to me.
Yes.
Much to share. No way. I'm not waking up tomorrow morning and finding that there's no idol there.
they asked him about that after his performance, and he goes, "Yeah, I know something happened," because he gets to his knees and just goes, "Ah!" And he goes, "Yeah, there was something. I got to my knees, and something just happened. I don't know."
I'm not living without Tukey.
I don't know.
What was
some
that?
kind of Tukey,
Tukey?
maybe Tukey Wilson. I don't know. It's some kind of shout out.
Mookie, maybe.
Maybe Moochie.
I don't wanna be free. I am staying. In you. You have got to love me.
Wow. Very cold ending, though, if you ask me.
Dude, that ending was, to me, the greatest moment in television history.
Okay.
Because he's sitting there, and he goes, "Look, I've proven I can sing by saying, you're gonna love," and just doing it. And everybody's like, "This is the note, the big me." And he looks at the camera and just goes, "Me." Fuck you.
Mr. Blunt. People should also understand, in case they haven't seen American Idol, Norman Gentle is, to me, he looks like a kind of a young, slightly pudgier Don Knotts.
Yeah.
In case people weren't aware, this is indeed a Caucasian gentleman who is Don Knotts-ish.
Yeah, he's doing it, and he's got, big gym bands on and a big,
Yeah.
nightclub sparkly shirt, and he was wearing khaki shorts.
He always wears very short khaki shorts
Right.
that ride up on him.
And his socks were pulled up and everything.
yeah,
But
it's a whole Poindexter character right out of '84 Revenge of the Nerds.
where you at with this guy?
I am Norman Gentle is one of these few people who he's like a entertainment strobe light for me. He started off quite hacky. I thought the whole character was just a little too gimmicky. Then he goes into a place where he starts to make me actually laugh at how ridiculously retarded this whole thing is. Then I go back to actually hating him again.
Really?
Because here's the problem. I don't want to be sucked into the mother bleeping Taylor Hicks, where he had I got the Hicks posse, I got the Hicks rapists, or whatever that was called.
I think it was rapists.
Yeah. Give me all my Hicks herpes rapist crew. Come on, give me a pound. And
I didn't watch as much that season, but
Right.
I'll take your word for it.
But it's the same. It's kind of. I mean, listen. Taylor wasn't this much of a cartoon, but Taylor was in the same ballpark as just
but
a gimmicky type of guy.
he wasn't doing character, though. Like, this guy is adopting a new name and wearing shiny shirts.
All right. One could argue Taylor Hicks was doing a character, my friend.
Taylor Hicks was just a goof, like a goofus.
No, did you see Taylor Hicks? He would sway back and forth like Ray Charles when doing a Ray Charles song. However, when doing a Joe Cocker song, it was all crazy side to side. Then when he's doing one of the Doobie Brothers songs, he's like marching and shit. He was in this crazy Dana Carvey, Rich Little of vocalists. He didn't have his own thing, so he was an actual. There was no actual Taylor Hicks.
He did imitations.
He did imitations. Yeah, that's true.
But I will tell you this. Last night, I fell in love with this guy.
Oh, that disheartens me.
Not, by last night, I mean Wednesday night.
Yeah, Wednesday night.
And for some reason, even though I follow this season, I have no idea if he's still on the show or not. I missed it on Thursday.
You're right.
Thursday.
Listen, buddy.
But
Come
maybe-
over to my house tonight. We'll
You got
watch
it on the DVR.
I have it on the DVR.
Since it happened in the past.
Yes.
Not
Now,
tonight.
I am. And listen, don't ask me who won, because I don't want to ruin it for my little buddy, Sam.
I appreciate that.
And that is Sam from 0-8. I'm Eastside Dave of Round Fest, just to
That's
tell
true.
people.
And maybe it's just because
Special delivery.
I worship, like I'm an Andy Kaufman fanatic.
Yeah.
And to me, this is such like a Kaufman move. Like,
Okay.
And maybe I'm giving him way too much credit.
Yeah, I think so.
Because, like, in my head, this guy's
You
a genius.
just compared.
Yes.
Time out. You just compared
Yeah.
Norman fucking Gentle
Welcome.
to Andy Kaufman.
Welcome to 2009's Tony Clifton. I'm just saying it could be, and I might be giving
It's
him.
not.
I might be giving him too much credit.
You are.
But to me, this guy's just sitting there and being like, Like, he's like, yeah, I could sing. Like, I'm a pretty good singer.
Well, that's the weird part about Norman Gentle. He can sing.
But that's why it works, because he couldn't advance on. Like, he's
Yeah.
like, there's always wacky characters that can't sing in the auditions. What if I can do a character and just throw the whole show for a loop, because I can move on?
Yeah, well, okay.
And he's sitting there, and he's sitting there while everybody's talking about these dreams are coming true. He's pissing on them. That's what he's doing.
He does.
He's sitting there, and he's being like, you know what would be hilarious if I just did this without even trying. Did you hear that last part of the song?
It's very outrageous. What do you want me to say? I don't know. I mean, Norman, I give him credit for being somewhat original.
Yeah.
And the fact that he can sing is a small bump up, but then he goes into with the headband. Like, the headband to me is very dodgeball type humor.
But this is it. This is the genius. He's doing one of those bad characters. He looks like any bad character you'd see on American Idol.
Yeah, or a Ben Stiller movie.
Right. I mean, you see him all the time.
Right.
But he made it to the top.
Right.
Like, he made it to the show.
Well, he can sing. That's the key.
And he's on, like, week by week.
All right, let me ask you.
He's sitting there. Right, so the judges are criticizing him, right? So every other kid who goes up there, like, they got little tears in their eyes, and they're saying, well, I think I did all right. I think I did all right. Simon is sitting there going, I thought it was terrible. I hope you don't make it. and Norman Gentle is over there throwing karate kicks in the air. Just not caring.
Yeah,
he doesn't give a fuck.
No, he doesn't.
In my mind. And that's what makes him the new Tony Clifton.
All right, well.
I mean, not to the
I
same
am
degree.
also Andy Kaufman fan,
Yeah.
if you didn't know. And I'm thinking of seriously hurting you
I'm
after
not
the
gonna
show
say-
is over.
I'm not going to say he is as genius as Andy Kaufman was. I'm saying he comes from the same school of thought.
Well, it's the
That this is a Kaufman-esque
yeah,
ruse.
I mean, it's close to being a street performer.
Like, Sanjaya happened by mistake because Sanjaya thought he was good and he was shitty.
And it was
people,
a big, yeah. It
But
was a
this
big joke.
guy, he's in control of it. That's why it's the Kaufman. He's in control of this thing. Like, it's not like the gimmick is running him. He's doing it.
All right, listen, I'll take
You
your
know?
word for it, pal. All
know?
right. Jesus Christ. Andy
what I'm saying.
Kaufman, it was a gigantic celebrity.
Yeah, he's the biggest there ever was.
But do you know a bigger celebrity?
I don't know, Dave, but it sounds like you've got a segment for us.
It's movie theory.
Is that the ET music? It's all right.
Pepper voices Ron Fez, right? Because
That was not the ET music.
it's not Pepper's fault.
I love Pepper so much. Actually, that was. Can we hear it again?
No.
Don't shake your head, please. Come on, this is a live thing.
But
Please.
here's the problem. It's live to tape.
Yeah, no, this is a live to tape. This name of the segment is Movie Theory.
It's movie theory.
All right, that actually sounds cool.
Yeah.
I take it back. Though before he gets all mad and he starts punching glass, he's throwing his headphones.
Pepper X is leaving. I love it. I think it's a great stinger and everything, but it sounds like Ron Fez production.
Well, I did do a Ron Fez bit with the Fox music underneath it. That's
With the
why
echoing.
I had asked Peppy, our good buddy, for ET music or
Oh,
something.
that's not echoing. That's bad reverb.
Okay.
That's why I asked for like a different kind of, ET or some very famous movie. But don't worry.
What's ET?
All right. So
ED.
here is the theory. I'm going to throw some things at you, Sammy.
Movie theory is a segment that we've done it in the past. It's Dave comes up with a theory based on movie.
Right.
And
Hey, or Sam can do it. It's not
Right.
Eastside Dave bit.
You invented it, though.
It's a special delivery Sam and Dave bit.
I
Sure.
love that. You're so good to me. But
All
the
right.
last one he did was Yoda is a dick. You remember that?
Yeah.
That was a classic special delivery routine. We plan all these out ahead of time.
Thank you, mister.
These are routines. They're not bits. Every word is planned out.
This is Who's on First all over again, folks.
Yep. All right, and this is the part I interrupt you.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to throw some things at you, and let's see if you can guess, because we're talking about great celebrities.
Yes.
So let's try this on for size. This celebrity was a famous college football star.
Okay.
This celebrity.
Steve Mongo McMichael.
Ooh, I like that you're guessing, but no, incorrect.
Okay.
This celebrity decorated war hero.
Oh my goodness. Colonel Mustard.
Very nice. From Clue.
Yes.
I love that movie. Incorrect. This, Pepper, how about some E.T. music now? No, be serious, please. He's so bad.
He is mad.
He gets bad. Okay, this celebrity was on the Dick Cavett show.
At least a little Gremlins or something.
with John Lennon.
Dick Cavett show. Professor Plum.
No, mister. Clue, though. I like that.
Okay, so he's a college football star.
Yes.
Decorated war hero.
Yeah.
And Dick Cavett guest with John Lennon.
Exactly. He was an international ping pong champion. I'm going to go through these now real rapid fire.
Okay.
He was the man who called in to Watergate.
What?
Yeah, he ran across America. He was the owner of a shrimp boat company.
Okay.
And I think at some point he may have been the co-founder of Apple Computers. By the way, yes, and as Pepper pointed out to me one day, he's also immune to AIDS. Mr. Forrest Gump.
She could have caught it after.
Forrest Gump. Sammy?
Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump.
You do not win.
Remember when he's right after he gives his speech? Forrest Gump.
That's a good impression. That was Abby Hoffman.
Yeah.
I like that. But Sammy?
Forrest Gump.
Ooh, I like that.
Thank you very much.
You do not get the special delivery home version, which
I
just
couldn't
consists of a flask and wrestling tickets.
Right. Right.
Anyway.
Because then you could live out the dreams of Eastside Dave and Primetime Sam Roberts.
Stick with and the okay, and so here we go.
Again,
about Forrest
routine.
Gump.
It's all
Forrest Gump. Greatest celebrity in the history of America. And here's my movie theory.
Mm-hmm.
Why the shit are those people at the bus stop not instantly recognizing this guy as, yep, this is America's Jesus.
Yeah, that's true.
The old guy, or he wasn't that old. He was a middle-aged man who sort of resembled Rush Limbaugh. Always resembled Rush Limbaugh to me, at least.
No, I see it because he's a heavier set, almost a Lou Dobbs looking type of
All
guy.
right. And he goes, remember he goes to Forrest. Oh, look, we're sitting next to a millionaire.
Yeah, that's right. He's like, I started my own shrimp company. It's a household name. That's what he says.
And he
It's
goes,
a household
oh,
name.
Hey, look, we're sitting next to a millionaire. And then the old woman who was pleasant, but she didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
The African-American woman did not recognize him. None of these
the old
creeps.
The old woman condescendingly says, "Well, you told the story very well."
Right. Would you like to see a picture of me and Lieutenant Dan?
Yeah.
And then sure, retard.
Yeah.
Sure, you fucking autistic freak.
Right.
A little harsh there. But here's the thing. That pisses me off so much, I'm going to run him down again. Remember, he was a college star at Alabama. He was like a Purple Heart decorated from Nam.
It was more than a Purple Heart. It was the Presidential Medal of Honor.
It was.
A Purple Heart is given to anyone who gets injured.
Yeah.
Presidential Medal of Honor. And not only that, but he went on national television and showed the president his ass cheek.
Right. He did.
His ass cheek.
He showed Lyndon Johnson his ass.
Yeah.
Okay, he was talking to Kennedy.
He told him he had to pee.
Yeah, to Kennedy, because he drank too many Dr. Peppers that day.
How much does that mean?
Too
About
many
12 Dr.
DPs.
Peppers?
Too many DPs, and no pep, not double penetration.
Yeah, that's what he thinks.
We, on the special delivery show, the Wholesome Family Show on 202 and 197, DPs for Dr. Pepper.
I must have had me about 12 Dr. Peppers.
That's right.
Ass and pussy filled up.
Okay. No.
Okay, no, that's not what it is. Let's not forget that, not only was he on the Dick Cavett show with Mr. John Lennon, but apparently he inspired the lyrics to Imagine.
Yes. There was a moment on the Dick Cavett show where he said, well, you could imagine.
Oh, yeah. And it's
here's the thing, too. Right before he went on the Dick Cavett show, when he was telling the story, and Forrest Gump doesn't lie because he's too stupid. The whole point is that he's very honest.
Right.
He told the lady that he was talking to he was bigger than Captain Kangaroo.
Oh, yeah. He was bigger than You're right. He's bigger than Captain Kangaroo.
If Captain Kangaroo was sitting next to you, even in this day.
I would instantly recognize Captain Kangaroo. in a heartbeat.
You're telling me that in no interview, John Lennon didn't.
That guy's so overexposed that
John Legend.
Anytime I think of the Beatles, I'm like, hey, John Legend was awesome.
Yeah. He never said, yeah, this bloke on Dick Cavitt's show inspired me to write a myth.
Yeah. No.
Of course he would have said that.
And I really love the heart of the creators of Forrest Gump. Well, actually, one of them is Mr. Robert Zemeckis, of course, of Back to the Future fame.
Yep.
But basically portraying John Lennon, just some hack who steals lyrics from the mentally handicapped.
He's like, this retard's got an idea for a song.
He just like fucking John Lennon just sits around, mental hospitals with Post-its and a pen. Oh, this is good.
So on top of all this that you just listed, you're talking about Dick Cavett appearance, bigger than Captain Kangaroo, college football star, national ping pong team. He also inspired the Happy Face t-shirt. He also inspired the Shit Happens bumper sticker.
And, I forgot one. Yes, indeed, he taught Elvis Presley how to dance.
Yes.
Basically,
as a child,
created the signature Elvis Presley dance moves.
Yes.
Yeah, right. As an 8-year-old. Boy, was he ahead of the curve. That far.
And nobody knows who he is.
No one in America. The guy's walking around. The paparazzi that this flat top wearing freak would dwarf John Kennedy Jr., who's dead.
Yeah.
Princess Di. It would dwarf Madonna. Brangelina. Their paparazzi is shit compared to the paparazzi that Forrest Gump should have.
Even old celebrity, like even old football players are on the radio circuit, like doing radio interviews. If you're just a college football player.
Agreed.
You're telling me, even if all Forrest ever did was run across America, if that's the only thing he did,
we would never forget his name.
He could still get on small market radio at least 10 years later and say, this is a guy, if you remember, 10 years ago, he ran across America.
Right.
We got Forrest Gump in studio, but he did beyond that. And he's on the cover of Fortune.
This is not a small publication. This isn't like a Cracked magazine.
Biggie Smalls said it. On the cover of Fortune.
It's Fortune. He was, let's not forget, he's destroying Russian and Chinese commies in ping pong tournaments. He's an international sports star, probably back then as recognizable as Tiger Woods is today. Oh, but you know what? Who is this guy on the bench talking to me like he's Adrian Adonis?
When he came, Piper.
Strangely went into Piper.
It doesn't matter. I like Piper.
It takes over my actual speaking.
When he came back from China, his house was littered with cardboard cutouts of Forrest Gump. Also,
he was
a weird
on boxes of cereal.
Ping pong paddles with his, but for some reason they decided in the movie it would be funny if all the cardboard cutouts and the ping pong paddles were a picture of Forrest Gump while he was blinking and his eyes were shut.
I didn't get that either.
What company would make those?
It's like, not only was Forrest...
This is the retard who plays ping pong.
Yeah, not only was he severely retarded, but every company that he went into business with also had a bit of the retardation, if you will.
Yes.
And it just doesn't make sense. And for Christ's sakes, I mean, Lieutenant Dan, where are you, pal?
Right.
Where are you saying, hey, this is my friend Forrest Gump, the biggest celebrity in the history of the world.
And let me also tell you this.
Dude, this guy's bigger than any celebrity ever.
It's true. And if that guy, by the way, while we're talking about inaccuracies in that movie, if that guy had a shrimping company that was that successful, you're telling me that somebody wouldn't have taken him for all he was worth? He didn't know what the hell he was doing on that boat.
No!
You're telling me somebody wouldn't see that boat full of shrimp and say, I can give you $30. Because he would have taken it.
I'll buy me some more Dr. Peppers.
Yeah.
That's what I'll do.
But you're right.
And spin off awful cliches like Chocolate Box and Rick Rock.
Eastside David, I can't think of anybody who'd be a bigger celebrity than him.
I mean,
how could, and it's not even like they said, yeah, he's kind of a celebrity, but not, he's unrecognizable. He has no face recognition.
There is no one. He has to go to the bus stop.
He was on television since the invention of color. television.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Every decade, and not just a little. Every decade is a major Forrest Gump thing. You're seeing him win college football championships. You're seeing him with John Lennon.
Yeah.
You're seeing him get honored by presidents.
He's bigger than Captain Kangaroo.
So this is my movie theory. Forrest Gump, go fuck yourself.
Well,
How about that?
Why? I thought the theory was that he was a big celebrity and that they should have recognized him.
I take back everything I just said about go fuck yourself. That was so inappropriate, Robert Zemeckis.
You know what? Why don't we do it one better and just say you take back everything you said over the last 60 minutes?
No,
I'll do
not.
the same.
I'm not doing
and we'll
that.
start from scratch.
No.
Pepper?
No.
From the top.
Let's do it up, mama.
We're just kidding. When you run live to tape, you don't have that option.
Well, yeah, you do actually.
That's tape to tape. No, tape to tape. You have that option.
Oh, all right.
By the way, American Idol,
Yeah.
after the first week, is not live anymore. Stumpbrain told me that. They tape it 3 hours before.
Had no idea.
Blew your mind.
Wow.
You just had your mind blown by the special delivery show starring Sam and Dave. I've been Primetime Sam Roberts from Opie and Anthony.
I am Eastside Dave, Ron and Fez, noon to 3. We
Make
love you all.
Make sure you join us again. Email us, specialdeliveryshow@gmail.com.
Faux shit is...
I'm doing play-by-play for a Jersey All Pro Wrestling show tonight. But guess what?
Nice plug.
If you're listening to this show, you missed it.
I'll be doing commentary